Morning everyone. Oops. Day 3 with the garden gang. Oh, Song Thrush is here. Look at that. She's come to say hello. Oh, she's got a bit of a damaged tail feather there. Oh, I hope she's alright. Oh, crazy starlings. Oh, I hope she's alright. Don't believe that. Just happened to say yesterday, didn't I, that we'd got this pair of Song Thrushes and I'd not seen her for a while, and then she appeared, and then here she is first thing in the morning. How lovely to see that. Now then, up there, that gap there. I know all this needs cutting down, this is all brambles I need to get to. I am slowly working my way back. Like I say, all this here were brambles last year, but I got it down, right down to the roots. I'm just going to show you back. As crazy as this garden, you can see how steep it is, but you see that wall there? Up there. That's back of the houses. On the street behind me. So that's the big house that we're talking about that threw the wire down. Then that's the garage of another house. And then where that gap is, there's another house there. And I'm not sure what time we're on now, but it was 5:45 when I came out. And the guy who lives in that house, you can just see the house peeking through. It was already outside, sawing the trees down. Who in the right mind would be out at 5:30 sawing trees down? Now I can't quite tell where he's thrown them, because the wall at the back, it's an old dry stone wall. It backs onto his garden. And if he's thrown them in my garden, he's thrown them in my garden. What I'm more bothered about is the birds, because so many of them actually nest in the garden, in all the trees around here. Like I said, that's the dilemma I've got, cutting it back, because they don't just nest in the trees, but some of them nest in the brambles. So I hope to God he hasn't destroyed any nests, but it just seems a bit dodgy, doesn't it? Why would you be out at 5:30 sawing trees down with a handsaw as well, so nice and quiet, so nobody can hear you? Anyway, what have we got over there in corner? That Mrs. Blackbird, or is it a dunnock? I think it's Mrs. Blackbird in it. And I'd just like to say massive thank you for all the lovely comments that I'm getting from you. Really, really appreciate the support, guys. Really, really appreciate it. It's so nice to know that you like the content that I'm putting up. Really is. Even daft stuff that I do as well. Oh, you're not going to believe what I did last night. I've got a couple of like fairy figurines. One of them's made from pewter. And her wings got damaged. She's the type of ornament that sits on the edge of a shelf, and she's part of a set. There's the fairy that sits on the edge of a shelf, and then there's like a tea light holder. And I had them. Did I have them at the fireplace? Oh, anyway, wherever I had them. And she kept getting knocked off. And her wings broke. Sounds about right, doesn't it, for me? Broken wings and all that. And I tried hot gluing them, but that didn't work. And I tried something else and that didn't work. So I thought, right, super glue. So I bought some super glue. I think you can tell where this is going, can't you? Because it is me after all. And I didn't go for cheap crap. I bought Yoo-Hoo. And it were 2 little tubes in a pack. Well, my hands were stuck together. I literally had to peel my hands off the ornament. And now, all my fingers. You can't see. Just put it on for a minute. Oh, you can't see. Let's see if I can show you with this hand. Can you see? That's super glue. Every single finger. And my thumbs. Oh, you can't see it properly. But anyway, every single finger covered in super glue. All the way. Never mind, you can't see it properly. All the way down my fingers. It was like there were loads of air in the tube and it literally just popped out. It was just like running out. Still didn't stick the bloody fairy wings back on though after all that. All over my bed, my throat, my bed. So God knows how I'm going to stick them back on. I thought the hot glue would have done it, to be honest, but never mind. I thought Nathan had told me to get super glue, but he says he told me to get epoxy. He probably did. But I could have sworn he said super glue. Oh well. So God knows how I'm going to get this bugger off my hands. So I can't use my fingerprint reader on the phone. It's a good job I've got another way of unlocking my phone. I think birds are a bit they're a bit upset this morning with all that sowing going on. Apart from the starlings, of course. As long as there's food out, they're not bothered. Isn't true. Let's see. Dayla were flashing again last night. She went at first, she went until early hours. I wonder if she was trying to warn me that I needed to be out here early to see what he were doing. Those coconut shells that are on there, there used to be those, you know, the ones that you can buy ready done with, like this. Oh, look at that. You know, with the fatting and the mealworms and things. So I thought instead of throwing them away, I use them as little feeders. Because some of the smaller birds do like to eat. Ah, bye-bye's here. I wonder why he does that. Oh, she does that. What I need to do is get the GoPro out and set that up in front garden, because I've got a little feeding station in front garden as well, and I always go and fill that first and then come round the back, and by the time I've sat here, all the food in the front garden is gone. So it'd be interesting to see who's going to that one. Now, I know it was Mr. and Mrs. Blackbird that were going to that one at first. I put the I created that feeding station originally because it started off, Penny used to, if there were a cat or anything on the street, she'd run into that corner and bark like crazy, and she'd dig the mud up. So I put a couple of tree trunk stumps in that corner to try and deter her from going in the corner. Epic fail, she just went to a different spot. But I'd noticed this particular pair of blackbirds used to be pottering about on the path outside the garden. So I started throwing a bit of birdseed out there. And then I noticed that they were like busying themselves around in the garden and the dogs were inside. So the logs or trunk, the stump bits, whatever, were still in the corner, or some of them. And I had some shortish pieces of branch, quite thick pieces of branch, because one of the neighbours across the street, he had some trees cut down last year, and I acquired some of those. I don't know what we're going to do with them, but you know, tree branches are tree branches, aren't they? You never know what you might make with them. So I kind of made a feeding station out the front. A Mr. and Mrs. Blackbird, but only ones that kind of knew about it. But quite funny. That's magpie that you can hear making that sound. So I wonder how many magpies we've got floating around. And I wonder if the jackdaw will make another appearance. But so yeah, so now we've got more than just the pair of blackbirds that go there. We've got there's a few blackbirds. I even saw a couple of magpies going to the feeding station. Oops, done it again. A few days ago. So they've obviously been watching, the other birds have obviously been watching that pair of blackbirds and sussed out that they've got this lovely little feeding area to themselves. So, hey, you want a bit of that. Looks like we've mainly just got starlings this morning. So it just depends what time you come. Oh no! I did drop on my phone. And I've taken it out of case as well. It's alright, thank God. Took it out of case because case were just flopping about. So yeah, like I say, I think I'll bring GoPro out. Or if I can figure out that flipping I nearly called it a dash cam. Game cam. That I've got off Andy and Becky. I'll set that up in front garden. And we've got lots of footage of the birdies. Be interesting to see who's going in the front and who's staying in the back. Oh, that. Oh, sorry guys. No sign of Mr. Robin yet. I did used to call him and he'd come. And the cup of tea's gone cold. You see, they start eating straight away now as soon as I've put the feed down. Thankfully, they've got used to me, and I did ask. I did ask for them to come into the garden when I was here. So I put a little you might want to call it a wish, intention, I suppose. It's not an intention as such, no, it is more of a wish out to the God Pan. I know some of you have seen my statue. I absolutely love that statue. Beautiful. Oh, okay, move on. Yeah, so for those of you that were that just happened to be in Andy's chit chat live stream the other night when I joined in and we were talking about that kind of thing, and we were saying, you know, like, be careful what you wish for, ask for. That's a prime example, because the birds won't come anywhere near, and it could be anything a good half hour, and look at that tiny little bird scared them off. Oh, excuse me. Sometimes it can be tiniest little birds that scare starlings off. It makes me laugh. It's so funny. Yeah, could be anything up to an hour before they come down and start getting any food after I put it out. So I kept putting a wish out to the universe, but namely to the god Pan. And the way I worded it was, can you let the birds know that they're safe to come into the garden and eat when I'm there? I'm not going to hurt them. If they don't want me to get close to them, they don't have to. I don't want them to be tame. I just want them to know that they're safe to be in the garden when I'm there, etc. And then a few weeks ago, I was sat here and I was talking to Dayla, like I do, and I was just sort of chattering away. And I said, oh, it would be nice if they'd come a bit closer and, you know, possibly take food out of my hand. And then it just hit me like a bolt of lightning. Be careful what you wish for. Or be specific what you wish for. Because that's how it works. You can't keep swapping and changing your mind. I asked, I got. The birds are no longer afraid to be in the garden eating when I'm around. Some are, don't get me wrong. And it was a gradual thing. I'd put the food down, and as I was walking back down the steps, I'd say, right, come on you lot, come and get your breakfast, and they'd fly down and, morning, morning Mr. Starling. Yeah, they'd come down and start eating, but as you can see, in particular with the starlings, they just come and get it now. Oop. I'm still a bit sleepy this morning. Didn't have a great night, to be honest. Yeah, so all I've done with those coconuts, like I say, some of the smaller birds, they prefer to eat from a little feeder. So the food that I put out on top of the shed or on the floor, I just put a small amount of the same in the coconut shells. And they do use it. I mean, as you've just seen then, one of the starlings were eating from it as well. Right guys, 25 minutes, so I'll leave it there. And apart from the Song Thrush and a very brief visit from Pipe, Song Thrush is back. How beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Oops. Just want it to turn to the side a bit more, see if it's in one or if it's its partner. Oh yeah, it's in one, look, it's got that funny feather. And I was just about to switch the camera off. Right, just give it another couple of minutes. Mr. Robin! Hello, Mr. Robin. Hello, pretty bird. Hello, pretty bird. Hello, baby. Hello, pretty bird. Anybody else just before we go? Jackdaw hasn't been back. I've not seen it anywhere. Oops, I keep dropping camera, don't I? It's because I'm watching over the top of camera. I keep tilting it. Like a conveyor belt, aren't they? so funny. Right, that's half an hour, guys. I'll call it a day. I'll end it there. So yeah, thanks for your support. Had a nice little treat there with Song Thrush. And hopefully see you tomorrow. Oh, depending on how things go today, I might attempt to spirit box tonight. I've got some really old pictures I will explain later. Some really old pictures. Fascinating. So I might attempt to spirit box later. Do a bit of a trial run. Going live, ready for Tuesday. So if I do, I'll put a post up. Okay guys, take care. Have a nice weekend if I don't speak to you before. Okay, love you all. Bye.